to another edition of On the Ranch. My name is Jared Mulford of Mulford Cattle Service, and today we're over here on this gentleman's ranch, and we're here to talk about brush control and what brush control is for. If you'll notice here, we have some mesquite trees. We've got some windrows there that has some cedar trees in it. These trees right here suck a lot of moisture out of the ground. They need a lot of water. So what we're doing is we're getting the mesquites and the cedar trees out of the way. That's going to do three things. It's going to, number one, take that water and put it back in the ground for the grass. Number two, it's going to give more sunlight to the grass to allow the grass to grow. And then on top of that, it's going to have a really nice aesthetic value. So what you see behind me is an excavator, and what he's doing is he's digging those trees up by the roots. If y'all can follow me over here to this side, I will show y'all some roots that they have dug up. So y'all can see these tap roots and what they look like. This right here is a mesquite tree. This right here is ground level. Everything below here is in the ground. Everything above here is above the ground. Mesquite trees have very deep tap roots. The more of that root you get, the less likely that plant's going to come back. So we spend a lot of our life fighting brush encroachment in the agricultural world. You may ask yourself, how did mesquite trees get here? They got here when we were working, driving cattle from Mexico, from South Texas, up through the plains. These cattle, they drove these cattle in the summertime. So these cattle would eat the mesquite beans that comes in these cattle in July. They would eat the mesquite beans, then as they pooped the next 4 or 5 days, they would drop these mesquite beans along the trail. And thus, here we have all of these mesquites. If you'd go back 100 years, this was the rolling plains. It wasn't mesquite tree encroached. So that's how we get this. You have any questions?
Can you talk about the root systems in natural grasses, native grasses?
The root system in native grasses, you have plants like little blue stem, big blue stem, switchgrass, Indian grass. Indian grass and switchgrass can have, those grasses alone, those 4 grasses can have roots anywhere from 6 foot deep to 12 foot deep. And they are big root balls. Unbelievable kind of roots. Those native grasses dig deep for water, just like these tap roots. They're going to dig deep for water. Some of these bigger, older mesquite trees can have a 40-foot taproot. 40-foot taproot.
So how does the mesquite trees affect the native grasslands?
When these mesquite trees have a 30% canopy cover or greater, you have reduced your grazing ability and your grass growing ability by over 75%. Which now means that your stocking rate has been lowered by 75%.
So basically you're telling me that these trees steal the water from the native grasses?
Yes, ma'am. And for us to be into cattle production, we have to first off be soil stewards, because the soil grows the grass grows the cattle. So if we've got these trees, these mesquite trees, from keeping us from being grass farmers, then we lose good productive grass that turns grass into beef. Remember, cattle are upcyclers.
What does that mean?
Upcyclers means that they take a product that's of lesser value and make it of greater value. I'm not out here grazing and eating salads off of this native grass. I want the beef that comes off of the grass in the form of cattle, form of a ribeye steak.
All right, can you tell me about something that's in that tree over there?
Yes, I can.
This plant.
This plant right here.
Yes, that doesn't look like it's part of the tree.
Yes, let me show you what this plant is. This plant right here is a mistletoe. And when I stand underneath it at Christmas time, somebody has to kiss me, and my wife's behind the camera. Mesquite trees are very susceptible to mistletoes. Mistletoes are the same thing as ticks. They are a parasite to this tree.
What do you mean by parasite?
Parasite means that it lives off of its host. This is the host. The mistletoe is doing nothing to help this tree, but it's utilizing the tree for all of its nutrients.
So will it kill it?
Absolutely it will. It'll take it some time 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. But yes, these few mistletoe will end up killing this mesquite tree over time, but not before this mesquite tree has time to produce millions and millions and millions and millions of seeds. Maybe not quite that many millions, but I asked my granddad, I said, will I ever stop the fight of mesquite trees? He said, nope, I've been fighting them my whole life, you will too.
So how does the mistletoe get here?
Bird poop or just floating in the air when it produces flowers.
All right.
Do you have any questions? Sounds great. Well, at Christmas time, don't forget to tell my wife to come find me under the mistletoe. And y'all have a blessed day. Remember, beef is what's for dinner.